He is also a lecturer at Usability and User Experience at the University of Applied Sciences at Graz and has given speeches at various national and international conferences. That's not it. He is also an author of the book UX Redefined, Winning and Keeping Customers with Enhanced Usability and User Experience, as well as two more books about the personality development. Today, he is going to be talking about what is user experience, what are the global challenges related to UX, what are the different courses that you can take in the field of UX, and the career opportunities in the field of UX. And I'll tell you about Mr. Tushar Deshmukh now. UX Experts is one of the top 10 user experience service provider company in India. And Tushar is the founder and CEO of the UX Experts. He is also the director of UX UI Training Lab, which provides professional training in human computer interaction, usability, user psychology, user research, prototyping tools, and front end development in various languages. And Tushar is working towards many more courses related to UX to be launched soon. Through this platform, he is not only training people but also provides jobs as well as entrepreneurship opportunities to his students. He is visiting professor at Symbiosis Institute of Design and has given speeches at various other conferences. He has been working in this field for more than over 18 years, and he has worked as a developer, designer, researchers, and whatnot. I mean, almost every phase of product development. He is a director at Amplify Reach and works as a UX consultant for various other companies as well. He is also founder of Organize My Hotel. And he's going to be talking about how this COVID-19 pandemic has changed the way we work right now, and how is it going to be in the future for us as a UXers. So now this was about Mr. Tushar and Hannes. So now I will hand over to Hannes, and I hope you have a great time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for introduction. Career opportunities in UX and certifications. That's a really huge topic. So again, the introduction, and now UX career and certifications. It's a really huge topic, and it's bigger than we all think about. And every time, every year, every month, every day, I also learn a lot about the whole UX career. But first I want to talk about a little bit the global challenges which I see, and which also a lot of different other global designers see at the moment. And this is also why we founded, or I founded a lot of things and work on a lot of different areas in training, but also in conferencing and consulting. So the first thing, big challenge, because it's a study from Niels Norman from 2017 to 2050. We will need much more UX professionals, and we will have them, but the big challenge is that we have not the right training at the moment, I would say. Maybe we have the right training, but this is a big challenge because the companies and the industry will need these UX designers in the future. And that's a big challenge for all companies, all nations at the moment. It's the second challenge I see every day. The company expectation for a UX designer is really different to the UX designer skills. So that means there's a huge UX gap in requirements and skills which are available. So of course, human resource have no experience in user experience, because user experience is really a new area. They don't know exactly, also companies don't know exactly what they really need, and they always want much more than they really get. On the other side, UX designers, they think they understand everything. They want to be manager, but have often really less experience. And that's, maybe they have experience, but at the end, the training which we get, or which a lot of people get, is less than companies expect. And that's the second huge gap. So as I experience, a lot of UX designers think they are the world okayest UI and UX designer, but that's a little bit the problem. And the third big challenge is that in the UX education globally, it's the third gap. We have different levels, we have boot camps, we have master degrees, we have bachelor degrees for interaction designer, for UX designer, for UX engineers, for UX researcher, and so on and so on. And at the end, what I see at my conference, and also when I talk to a lot of people, when we talk about UX, we all use the same words, but we all have a different meaning and a different mindset about it. So we are all think we are UX heroes, but at the end, or we came out from an education and we think we are UX heroes, but when we talk to other people, they don't understand, or there are a lot of differences when we talk about the same word UX. And this is why I want to start with a small definition of UX, and it's the only standard in my view, in my point of view. There is the ISO norm, the ISO norm 924111 for usability, and it's the use during a use of an interactive system would be effectively, efficiently, and the satisfactory target achievement. So in the world right now, when all people talk about usability, app design, web design, and so on, and they say they are UX designer, that's not right. In real, they are usability engineers or the usability designer. They are no UX designer. When we talk about UX, then everything before any use and after the use of this tool is included. So as UX designer, you're much more a process designer. Of course, you can optimize the interaction of a tool, but you also have to optimize and create the whole interaction for the whole process, from the selling, from the first contact to the last contact, the after sales. So it's a really huge process, the whole user experience. And it's much more than only interface design. It's service design, it's social design. There's really, really a huge amount of different skills you have to have as user experience designer. And this is the big challenge which we have in the world, because at the moment, user experience is a really trendy word, and everyone wants to say, hey, I'm a user experience designer, but at the end, mostly you're a usability designer. Additionally, what I see in Facebook, in forums, on LinkedIn and so on, when we talk about user experience, a lot of people think it's about the people. Of course it's about the people, but at the end, as a user experience designer, you have to know the technology, you have to, in the best case, you have to know how to develop something, because you have to create the interfaces for it and the social things, and you have to know the business behind. So these are the big three things: people, business, and technology, which we know from design thinking, processes, and so on, which are really important, which what you have to know when you are thinking or designing new products and services. So think every time about the business. Is there a business case behind? Which technology will you use and which have you to use? And of course about the people. And at the end, what I say to my students, if you are a great user experience designer, you are also an innovationist. You're an innovation designer. And that's really same. It's really the same. And the third big mistake we have, because when we talk about usability, we have to design. Boko, you have your hand. We have the questions at the end of the talk and of the presentation. So please keep your questions in mind, and we talk about at the end. When you talk about usability, it's about efficiency. But when you talk about user experience, you also have the experience. So efficiency is really fast, and we have to create something as efficient as possible. When we talk about user experience, there are also some touch points where you have to be as slow as possible because you want to create the experience. You have to create as much information as possible. You have to start with storytelling like Disney. In museums, people want to stay really long in this touch point. So it's not about efficiency, it's about experience, creating experiences. And it's a really, really different design approach. And what we learn in all, mostly in all, I know in all bachelor degrees and courses, we only learn usability design to be as efficient as possible. But I never seen something where you learn about how to create an experience to be as slow as possible. And that's what we need at the end. We need a great education. And that will be the solution for every UX designer because all educations are really different. And now I want to tell you a little bit about all education and trainings where I will be included, because of course there are a lot of other education and trainings, but I can't talk about them. So only that you have a few insights and a few what's happening in my world. So the best education is your interest. And I will come back to that sentence. 2 years ago, we created UX Foundation level for User Experience Quality Certification Center. We created this foundation level that you have a certification that when you come to me and you say, hey, I have the UX Foundation level, that I know you speak the same language. When we talk about UX, when we talk about mental models, when we talk about usability, when we talk ISO norm, when I talk about you understand, and when you talk about I will understand it. So it's for all professionals, for all stakeholders, for developers, for all who lead UX, for all who want to work in this area. It's only to speak the same language, and that's not the case at the moment globally. In UX India, our area representatives are at the moment for the next years, Vivian Gomez and Sabina Krishna. Also, Tusha will be part of UX Quality Certification Center because we will start to connect and to create connections. The second is interaction design, a bachelor and a master in Graz in Austria. There is everything around design tools, printing, video, augmented reality, virtual reality communication, but they have no management skills. So they get all tools for all kind of touch points we have in our world in the communication part. And it's only bachelor degree. They are not professionals in UX, but they can be one if they are really interested and want to go in that. But they get a lot of other skills in this education. We have UX Management Master in Vienna, where you get the skills about planning UX strategies, organize these projects, manage and lead them, and control it until KPI development and so on and so on. And these people get no design skills. They don't have to design any screen. So they're only UX manager. That's really another education. I also train usability in technical documentation. What does technical documentation what does it mean to have technical documentation and usability? Every document has to be created or has to be designed in a usability way, in efficient, effective, and with satisfaction. So they learn writing, defining documents, augmented reality, virtual reality documentation, communication, and they also have no management skills, but they also need the UX skills. And we created the design management course in Graz. They learn everything about design strategy, service design, manage it, and innovate. It's a little bit more than UX management, because in design management you also have to think about architecture. You have to think about really every touch point, from print to everything what you can design. And these are the design management course. It also takes them half a year, but they only get the management skills for design management. And my personal education, of course, is the World Usability Congress, because there's happening so much in technology and business globally that I also can't Google it everything and find. I don't have the time to be on YouTube and on different learning training platforms all the time. So I invite all the best speakers around the world once a year, so I can connect with them, speak with them, and they bring a lot of insights. So this is my personal education, which is also a business case at the end, because we organized this conference, which is really awesome at the moment. And as you here see, for me, there's a foundation for every UX professional. This is a foundation level, that we talk the same language. This is really, really important. You don't have to have any additional education, in my point of view, to be a personal UX, to create your personal UX career. Of course, you can train research, you can get a doctor, a master, a bachelor, you can do a lot of other courses, but at the end, it's only your interest where you want to focus on. And this is the, please mute your micros if possible. And that's next to UX career, because UX and customer experience is the connection, the interface between economy and design. These are the innovation drivers in analog and digital design. Some important facts. A UX designer is one of the most important jobs in 2030. Forbes will say it's experience management is one of the biggest trends at the moment. I have to mute some people here inside. Okay. Experience management is one of the biggest trend at the moment. And user experience and customer experience is a cross-section topic. If you go in industry, in craft and trade, in tourism, in governmental, you need, in all these sections, you need user experience, because you have everywhere an interaction between interface and the human. You have every time a service. The whole life is user experience. And this is what you have to get in mind. You can create your own jobs when you get in new areas where you don't have a UX designer at the moment. It's really common in app design, web design, but it's not, you have that much possibilities as UX designer. That's so awesome with this kind of job. And also, when you think of only one company, every company has to have its vision and brand story. You have service design, you have user experience, usability for every product and every touch point. User experience, all processes to every product. The customer experience is the whole management of all products with all touch points, and then you have the brand experience. So, in my point of view, every company need, I would say every 15 people company need at least 5 user experience designer for the whole company. And that's, if you think of much bigger companies, hey, we need this 1 million user experience designer at the end of 2050. And also, of course, studies say companies with focus on UX and CX create more value and can charge higher prices. Also, user experience will come and is coming at the moment. And what are the also the UX career possibilities? Of course, at the beginning, you have to start as a designer normally. I also know people who start as a lead designer or as a UX manager. But at the end, if you have specific skills and you're really focusing on one topic, for example, augmented reality, you can be really in a specific skill. You start as a designer and can go up to a group lead or a global designer in a corporate. You can also be a global designer in if you are self-driven, but then you have to start publishing, you have to start teaching, and so on, that you are really known as a global design leader. And if you are, if the specific skills, if you are holistic skills, if you're more a manager, you can also be both. In corporate, can be a designer, project lead manager, strategist, and can be a global design leader. If you're self-driven, you can also be going from a designer to an optimizer, manager, speaker, and a global design leader. So at the end, everything is possible. You have to find your way, and that's really important. So when we talk about UX, it's not about UX and UI. That's really different. When you talk about UX, you can be a UX designer, UX researcher, UX writer, UX event organizer, UX developer, UX farmer, UX politics, whatever. UX, user experience, is everywhere. And UX is no skill, it's a behavior for life. And this is what's really important for you to know. So my last word is become a UX leader in your favorite area. Find your area where you want to stay, where you have much fun, and work for other people to create, optimize our whole life, make life easier. Thank you, and I think I'm in time. Yeah, I'm really in time, and I will forward to Tusha.
Thank you, Anas. And I think what you have said is perfectly correct that now there is a huge requirement of UX in the market globally, and here in India also there is a lot of opportunities are there. And there is, yes, there is always a confusion between among professionals about UX and UI, and there is no quality education is there. And I hope you and me in future what we are doing and I'm trying to do is we can try we give this quality. There is a huge gap in between knowledge. There are a lot of people here in India also that that means many times they tell that they are teaching UX, but they are not actually teaching UX. In the name of UX, they just teach a lot of other stuff which is not required actually. They misguide people, young people, and so yes, there is a
Yeah.
gap, and we
But
need
it's
to fill that
not
gap.
only in India, it's also in Austria and in a lot of other countries.
Yeah. So okay, let's great. Hopefully, then audience also, the participant also now have that. No, but now they will have that insight now. So everywhere now UX requirement is the same. Okay.
Yeah.
So from Indian professionals also and uh, for everywhere. So every
Yeah.
professional, if they follow their passion, then definitely they can make career at very high excellence and it globally everywhere. So it is not only about India, and so Indian professionals also can work in European market, US market, everywhere.
Yeah.
But just need to have a quality education what they have missing.
Yeah.
Now,
And
yeah,
to create this, that your UX will be really known also in industry, you have to, all your UX designers have to speak the same language. It's the
sure,
foundation that your UX will be known as really as an own job and with a high value. That's really
right,
important.
right, yes. So that was actually we now I will say need of a time that every professional should have a same background, same quality education, uh, because in global scenarios we are working in we take outsource project. Uh, so many times we work with many international projects also. So there is always a gap between uh, the what client expectations, what user expectations, and what we are delivering actually. So great, thanks for this your insight, and
Thank
I will
you.
start my part of
You're welcome.
presentations. Yeah, so I will just
I will
share my
mute.
screen. Sure, thanks. Okay, hope my screen is now I'm presenting. So before I start today on today's topic, which is basically how UX is going to be unfold after COVID, because that is I think everybody is now talking about. So before I start, I just quick give overview about. There are many people which I know, but there are many people they are joined. They seeing me first time. So basically, this is UX. UX Expert is my main company where we do design and development. There is a user research, and I'm going to launch UX tool. Is the one of a I'm planning to launch. Then I have founded another company which is a government register entity, which is UX UI Training Lab, which is registered under our corporate ministry, and the training which I'm trying to give that needs to be that kind of a legit background. So that's why I register this under government agency. So any certification which I'm planning in future also that have that legit background, so that the professional which they take whatever the training, they should get this kind of a strong background. So yes, then I have jobs and hiring another portals which is supporting. So I will talking few things about that also. Uh, So I always say UX without research is not UX. So every time, whenever you think about UX, so research is has to be there, and you cannot ignore the research part. Okay. Uh, Now, why we need this UX, which already Hannes has beautifully explained us how what is the requirement of UX. But now I'm little bit talking about future, what is happening today because of COVID, and I'm telling you, and what we are forecasting as an industry that will be the demand of user experience will be huge. There is you can take this as a good opportunity. Uh, I just request please mute so that no? Okay, thank you. So this new normal which we talk, and this is the way people now react. And in user experience, we talk about users. So this is very important for us. There are a lot of opportunities we have now. Uh, so that many people now try to innovate many things, and definitely the user experience person or expert, the practitioner of user experience will have to play now very bigger role, and this is going to be our the future, and that is huge opportunities not only India, worldwide for us as a UX practitioner. Many things we are as a UX expert company we are developing in this front. We are developing launching few products which is regarding the COVID background we have developed for users. Okay. Now let's talk about how work, uh, how as a practitioner, when you practice your user experience, not only UX but all design things and everything. So how to work after COVID, that is very important. So first thing is you cannot be as a panic mode. First thing, because we are the solution providers, we need to solve this. You have to understand the problem of the user, and we have to give solutions. So we cannot be panic ourselves. Think about differently, think innovatively, and yes, you can create a lot of innovative things with respect to user research, and you can add in psychology also, usability study also, and you can create beautiful products which can be useful even after in during these pandemic conditions and even after the pandemic conditions. So we are designing for everyone, but size also won't fit all. So that is when to take care. So clear communication and language is essential. Work in an open, go where the public already is there. The digital divide has very important. Make use of existing platforms. Start small and iterate. Build with compassion and empathy. That is something we need to do. Nowadays, now because of COVID, there is a scenarios like everybody is now working from home, and so as other professionals, we are also now giving our services to not the comfort of offices, not using infrastructure of offices, but through our homes we are doing these activities. Lot of many people now in many offices also now have these problems. So whether you work with through office or you are working from home, make sure even if you are working as for any small big project or bigger project or any kind of a thing, make sure you have a set schedule for that. You have a set spot in your home where you can sit. Your mind should be clear. Though you are not in office premise, you may be in your office home, maybe you are in living room or maybe in your study room. So make sure you use good clear environment for your work. Use lot of tools available like video conferencing and such kind of a tool right now we are using, so you can, so that you can communicate with your customer, you can communicate with your user, because lot of research methods processes you required user interactions, the dealing with user, you have to need to talk with user. So find any tool, whichever tool you are comfortable, which is company providing you. So you can use collaborative tools. Make a habit of write down everything. You have to do exercise because your mind is also need to fit. Okay, because there are a lot of other problem also today we are facing apart from your work pressure. I know, because there are many professionals, right? They have no uh, habit of doing some work in home, but now they are forced to do. Okay, so there are some financial issues also, there are some mental issues also, there are some health issues also. So that may you cannot have impact of those things in your work. So, and to keep these things alert, the exercise is the good option. You can have, again, choice is your, what kind of exercise you want to do. It can be a mental exercise, simple meditations, some concentration, or some physical exercise which you can do and which can help you to keep up your morale up. And once you are in good mind state, then ultimately you can give a correct and best output. Okay, so important, don't lose your cool. That is because we are the people who actually design something, we innovate something, and our work is later on people use in UI teams and development team. And many times our work is responsible for some of your customers revenue model. uh, so your brain needs to be very alert. So that's why you cannot lose your cool while you are working. Now, so because of this COVID situation, now the new things, new normal, we have to incorporate in as a your part of now job. Okay, so remote work culture will be now increasing. It was there initially, but I have seen many times the UX guys, the designers are not, basically they hesitate to come on even the calls to interact with international customers. So whatever the reason is there, but now the remote work culture will be going to be established more. You cannot do, because you know in user research there are a lot of activities we need to do in a field. You have to talk with user, you have to meet with your customer area, you have to go site visits, lot of things we have to do in a field. But now because of these conditions, maybe there are a lot of restrictions, there are traveling restrictions, there are safety measurements you have to take. So you have to make this habit of a remotely working. Okay, so practice for that. Select your tool. Again, I will say the which tool you want to use, that is entirely up to your decision. It must be a cheaper tool. This should be if you are doing a freelancing, then you need to understand what are the budgets you are receiving. If your company is sponsoring, then well and good, you can go for a good quality tools. But even remote UX research will be part of your activities now. Then you have to define a content strategy, because you are now sitting at home and you are working for some customers. Then uh, you have to prepare for yourself lot of things, you have to study yourself lot of things, because you cannot go out and you cannot go in field like earlier. So you have to prepare yourself. So you have to expect these changes in the industry, and obviously we are the part of industry. So in next future, definitely you are going to face these challenges. Okay? Uh, because coronavirus doesn't care where you are a iOS or Android or Apple or Windows user, whether you are using a small scale application or enterprise level application. So whether you are using hardware based or using IoT or machine learning, AR, doesn't matter for this infection, because I don't want to go in that detail, because nowadays everywhere you've seen those things, how to take care about how there is a surface infection, airborne infection. Every channel, TV channel open, the everything is there, and now even small kids also aware about how this coronavirus spread and everything. But make sure every person is now vulnerable for this thing, and yes, now the SCI, which is we consider the human computer interaction, and the future is what we are unfolding now. So there are a lot of expectations are from us to develop something so that people will interact. They want some new kind of a innovation from us now. So that's why what just now Hannes was just telling us, right? There is, maybe you are a designer but you are not a UX person. Okay, so that difference you have to understand. Okay, and so there are a lot of HCI modalities currently we are using, like location based, breath rate. There are a lot of sensors today we are using. So there is a voice recognition program, eye retina scanners, uh, heartbeat we count basically. So there are a lot of HCI modalities we existing technology wise there. Now we have to use those, and you have to come up with some kind of a suggestions to your customers, so that this fear about corona and the product usage, we can have a control on that. So the current status of modalities or the special computing device. So currently we are dependent on physical, audio, and visual. So these are the human limits. We in SCI we study about this, and in human computer study we have to study about our sense organs. So currently, out of 5 sense organs, we predominantly visual we use. Then we have audio, and we have the basically touch sound. Okay, so these are the various ways we can incorporate even future designs. Okay, so what we are talking here, it is about mostly now people are expect, your customer will expect, that is a touchless interactions. Okay, so now you have to come up with lot of innovations in your design, uh, because everyone is in that phobia right now. I cannot touch surfaces. So even few months back, even this scenario started, even in March, uh, we are talking about we will create something called a touch screens. Okay, we are creating chaoses, we are creating, so that's something we already know. But now everywhere, from starting from airport, starting from your bus station, starting from your home, everywhere now people will have that fear about where I'm touching this, or which software I'm using, which hardware I'm using. So future is definitely is about how you create these touchless interactions. Okay? And for that, there is what technology today available, and what people are exploring new things with combination of machine learning, and a lot of new things are coming. So currently we have these two types of interactions possible, which you can use in your design. We can suggest this thing in your designs for your customers, and you can come up with the innovations. So there are 2D gestures and 3D gestures. 2D gesture, your phone also you have, just you swipe, and some gestures happen. Now 3D gestures are a little bit different. Even after some distance also, you can do something like scrolling, you can do actions, and your interface will respond. Okay. So even from the 200 millimeters also you can, there is no need of even touch, even not even the, in 2D gestures, we go little closer to the interface, but in 3D gestures, we can do much more safe distance. We can have the interaction with your interfaces. Okay. So touchless interactions is definitely a future, and so you can use voice assistants. We have already existing voice assistants like Apple Siri, Alexa, Google Tech Voice, Google OK, Google Assistance is there. So these are technologies are expected from you also, and you have to now give thought that way in UX. So, so touchless, voice-based interactions and facial recognition programs maybe are future required in everywhere, in retail store, in simple, in healthcare applications, in B2B applications or B2C or C2C, what any application which you are developing. So maybe in future uh, you require this kind of a functionality. Maybe in future you are expected to create this kind of a functionalities. Uh, so recently, last couple of months, the in UX expert, we are getting projects. So I'm just made a list about that. What kind of projects actually now we are getting in as a UX company when we work. Uh, so many people are now they are talking about or they are coming to me and they are asking create something which will have these features. Okay, so I just list out some of feature. Might be these features will give you some idea about your own existing feature projects or anything you can work out. Okay, so people are now want to create a social distancing. How you are do how we can come up with these ideas, that is innovations you can create. So exercise safe exercise zone where uh, we need this 6 feet distance and how people will interact with each other with other and how these features are going to be very crucial in future. We need a hands-off technology somewhere where we can do. Even if I do e-commerce, I don't want to even go take my hand in my pocket and I have to take my card and I have to swipe. So this kind of something made feature are required, and we currently working on one good similar project where um, we are exploring thing where AR VR and now we are talking about digital twinning. So this technology are working in real project. So hopefully next couple of months we can come up with beta version of that. So where even there is no need of using hands for gestures, right? Uh, Obviously, I will not disclose a lot of things here, but yes, there are technologies now we can develop, and there are a lot of things we are in plan, and many people will now expect this kind of innovations from you. So geofencing is also one of these things. Motion detectors, touch-free interactions, how you are coming, how you are going to interact in small, simple projects, because people, there is a phobia that you have to take care about, because in UX study, you also cannot ignore psychology part also. Okay, so there is a definite psychology of users now is developed because of these 3 4 uh, the pandemic situations, because of this lockdown, because of there is salary crunches, there is monetary problems people having. So there are many kind of new phobias and new kind of psychology is now developed in among our users. Now you have to take care about this in your future products. So that is what something we call in a community welfare applications, where maybe you have to come up with such ideas where you can come up with these things. Now, if you check out all these things, requirements, the new projects in UX expert we are getting, so there is and what exactly Hannes is talking earlier, there is no quality educations in this particular in UX field. People are getting certification, but there is no value about just piece of paper they are getting, and I'm just publishing that piece of paper on LinkedIn and Facebook. Yes, I've got this certificate, but actually, when they come to us and for interview, we know what exactly. So it is not like just you go and dribble and copy something and you create. You call that is your portfolio. Okay, I heard about a lot of these, like many classes in India also. They teach up dribble page, you download something and you learn from that, and they call themselves, okay, now this is your UX portfolio. This is very foolish. This is very, you are making yourself fool here. You're not learning UX, you are not learning research. Okay, you cannot take out psychology, research, usability, and human computer interaction, and you learn UX. You cannot do this thing. And as likely Hannes has told us about how the global market is changing. Similarly, I'm now sharing few slides, which is about Indian market. Now you can see here how much salary growth is happening in UX field. And when I talk about UX, then I'm talking about 3-4 designations serving people like UX designer, interaction designer, information architectures, the user researchers, usability tester. All they comprise, and I call them as a bundle is in the UX domain. Okay, so there is a huge steep curve growth we have seen last couple of years, and this graph is growing day by day. Uh, so, like in last year Glassdoor survey, the highest paid salaries, which is all over globe, and even India is also considered. So, UX positions are stand in all jobs, which has even the medical field also and a lot of engineering fields also. And among all these, UX stands somewhere in the 6th position. Okay, and this is very promising for us, a very good opportunity for us. The people who want to learn UX and they want to make career, there is huge opportunity. But I am giving you one heads up here. See, please, whenever you learn UX, don't even consider UX is only for web or mobile. Okay, UX is everywhere. So UX is not only just about mobile design, or it is not only about websites or anything. Any design which is a product, which is our human interaction is there, the UX is there. So please don't restrict yourself in ideas and innovations. uh, so as per one data, there is a sharp raise of 22% about jobs and opportunities in user experience field. Uh, and this is happening very stiffly. Yes, no doubt, because of this COVID 3-4 months, we have a setback for every industry. But if you ignore this part and if you think about future, definitely uh, there is a huge demand about user experience in market. And now I'm talking about how the salary range we get in India. So I'm just listed about the data which for Bangalore. But if you see the second hubs, IT hubs which we have, like Mumbai, Pune, Hyderabad, Gurgaon, Noida, Ahmedabad is also coming. A lot of cities now they are creating IT hubs, and there is huge opportunities for upcoming professionals or existing professionals. They are not happy with their career path, they can shift to UX. And definitely there is a huge requirement and huge uh, so now I'm so that is I why I'm telling this subject, and why I'm the background which because Hannes is also trying to say the same thing, and what I just spoke about after COVID and situations and everything. So we need now a very special professionals. It is not just like a designer. I don't want Photoshop artist. I don't want illustrator, or I don't want someone who just knows the design. Okay, but we need someone who actually know what is UX. And unfortunately, it is very sad when I do interviews, and when myself I go for hirings, and I see the profiles, I see the certification, just piece of paper, there is nothing. They give rating like out of 10, 10.9, 5.9. What is this? That you know what, how I should know, because I'm hiring you now, and you are just showing me one screenshot. One is the JPG or PDF. I don't know that you know really UX or not. Okay, so that's why please, you want to learn UX. That's why when I started creating my syllabus, so definitely my focus is on human factor engineering, then human computer interaction, then we do UCD, or you call it CXD, UXD, whatever you name it, then usability, user psychology, then we build up a portfolios, then so entire our structure. So what I learn, or what I learned in past, and what I learn in my career as 18 years in multiple companies. So that entire thing uh, you can say I just take up everything from my 18 years experience, and I put up in that syllabus. Okay, so so we have in US training lab. So we have one foundation course, and we call that as a UTLC certifications, which is like So I just make a list which kind of certification we have. So you have the UX course, we have the user psychology, we have a user research specially course. Then we recently launched front-end development. In front-end development also, though we are talking about high-end technologies like Angular, React, and other technologies which is used in front-end development, but still in that also we are going to so I think this is the first time in India will happen that even the front-end development we are going to teach human factors and human computer interactions. Okay, so this is a very unique combination we have designed where uh, even because I personally feel even if you're from a developer, you are a designer, you are designing something, your coding is also format of a designing. Okay, so even if you're a designer or developer, still you should have a clear concepts about usability, psychology, and human factors. So that's why we created this very beautiful syllabus, and which even though in coding you can have this background. Okay, so obviously we do a lot of workshops for corporate, and we'll do a lot of activities in Pune. Now we are planning in Chennai and Bangalore also. We are planning in Mumbai. We are planned in a March, but somehow it is got because of this lockdown. We have to postpone that. But once lockdown over, our next will be immediate will be in Mumbai. Uh, so eventually we'll get announcement about that. Okay. So who can do basically? See, I'm doing mentoring, and you cannot believe me. My first the professional which I taught as a as a this thing. He's not from a design background. He's from a automobile mechanical engineer background. Okay, and I was very happy that he's now learn UX, he learn SCI, and he now working in his own industry, not in IT industry. He's working in own industry. He's working in Hyderabad, and he is doing very well. He was many times we talk that and he was very happy pursuing his own career, but he got succeed because he learned UX in some. So that is the power of user study. Okay, so you are from creative designer, you are from sales background, you are from a fashion designing. For fashion designing also, uh, we are launching one very special program for fashion designers, keeping again UX as a center point, SCI is a center point, and then around that we are developing for fashion designing. So that soon, maybe in next couple of months, we are going to launch that also. So a lot of background. So it is not only about IT structure, IT. Definitely, it is for IT. The web projects, mobile projects, we can. But definitely, I encourage many people, even if you're not pursuing IT career, okay, if you learn UX, learn human factors, then definitely that will help out in your own respective fields. Uh, the very specialty about our certification is like we have very secure server, and we have a specialized we are planning where these all certifications will be gets verified. Okay, so anybody, even your employer, when just click of the button, he will get everything about you, who you are, what is your back, what is your portfolio, what is your assignments, everything will be get compiled, and it is a verified certificate that is for lifelong, and it is like and as I told you earlier, UX training lab, it is not a classes, it is not some school. uh, we are registered under Indian government corporate affair ministry, and soon we are talking with HRD ministry, and very soon, so there is a definite certification value. Okay, so it is just not a piece of paper printed in some classroom. Okay, so definitely you will get that support, everything you are pursuing the career now. And we are also already we are in talking with staffing partners. They so we are not just like जो आपको बोलते हैं कि just okay will you give jobs, and end of my job they cannot give you job, and they turn up into the faculty of their schools or their classes. So we're not going to do that. So that's why I never say anyone that I will give you job. But yes, definitely we are good strong support. We already in tie up with uh, some of our staffing partners, and I'm in discussion with some of so maybe in July we have more engagements where we get these jobs support. Obviously, I will not interfere in their process, but definitely you will get definitely that kind of a support. So after training, you obviously you expect, okay, I should get good job. So for that also we are working. We are talking with India's leading staffing companies, and I'm very happy few people are ready to join us. And so in July, maybe one big announcement coming from us that we both are collaborating in uh, this part also. Okay. Now, good thing is that few months back, actually, Hannes and me, we are connected very long through LinkedIn. We spoke many times earlier also. Uh, but now we both share same passion about UX, and backgrounds are similar. So a lot of activities we do. Uh, it is not a training is some part, obviously a part of is that, uh, and we discussed couple of weeks earlier. We are discussing very long time, and we are now collaborating in some way. But definitely, this we are going step by step. We are taking this approach, and Hannes also can join now in conversation, and hopefully there is lot of many things we are planning. We'll unfold eventually step by step. There is huge opportunity for Indian professionals also, and for working here or working in abroad, everywhere we are planning. So our both intentions are like same, to give a quality education so that professionals can help out. So very first step we are taking, that we are collaborating as a UX/UI training lab. Uh, Details we will soon, maybe in couple of weeks or something, we will post out. We will share how we are releasing out these things. But the first step we are taking, maybe a small step, but definitely a good positive step, that UX QCC, UX training lab as a training partner. We will train people for UX QCC. I think hence we can just give idea about how this will you are planning, and how we are how help out the Indian professionals to take this kind of a certifications.
Yeah, at the end, as you said, Tushar, we will talk about, we can go step by step. At the end, it should work for all partners, it should work for all countries, it should work for all areas, and we know that areas are different. And in that way, I will motivate you to give us feedback. Of course, we have created a UX foundation level standard, but it's a foundation for me. But at the end, it's your interest, what you need to. Yeah. So I'm convinced we will start with also UX UI training lab has a foundation level. We have the foundation level, and we will try to connect it that we have one global foundation level with the same standard. I think that will be the first step.
Yeah. Yes.
Are there?
Thanks everybody. Yeah.